Keith earlier. Looks really fun.
Thank you. Do you know Keith at all?
I don't. Send me a friend request, so I will know him soon, but I don't know him.
He's a good dude that I've gotten to know through Facebook. Like I didn't know him before this, and we've had some conversations, and he interviewed me for a thing he's doing, and I was like, oh, this guy really gets it. He's very positive, and it was like so fun playing with him. So yeah, he's definitely somebody that's trying to put more good in the world than bad.
Yes, I dig it. I'm all about.
Right? Come on, everybody.
Where?
I'm gonna put us live on Facebook. I'll tell you how many suggestions we got, and then just you pick one.
Okay.
And then we kind of just go from there. I don't really like turn off the cameras or anything like that. We just start and then see where it takes us.
Cool, I'm excited.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. Doing a little title here.
My dog. Hopefully my dog won't be crying in the background.
Oh my God, I hope your dog comes in, please. If you get a chance to bring your dog in, please. Dogs are the best.
He's pretty great, but he's also very needy.
What kind of dog is it?
He's a chocolate lab Vizsla mix.
He's all love.
He's all love.
Oh, the best. I live right now, there are 2 cats, and they are definitely, cats have an attitude, I'll just say that. They're great, but it's just like, it's not like a dog. A dog comes in and it just slobbers you with love.
Yeah, totally. He's selective. He has some cat-like tendencies. Like sometimes he'll be like, I don't want to be touched, leave me alone. And other times he's like, why are you touching me?
Wow. You might have the only dog that acts like a cat. A lot of times cat owners are like, oh, my cat really acts like a dog. But you've got the reverse.
A little bit. This is first. He's temperamental like us.
Oh, totally. We've got 27 suggestions. So pick a number between 1 and 27.
Oh, well, my lucky number is 13, so let's do that.
Yeah. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, this comes from Keith Williams, who we were just talking about.
The timing.
I love it. His suggestion is, say what? Exclamation point, question mark. Say what? So that's okay.
Cool.
Wait, run that by me again.
I might have accidentally gone to dinner with your brother. It might have turned into a date unintentionally, and we might now be dating.
Say that to me one more time.
Okay, so totally by accident. Totally
okay.
Your brother and I, like food. We decided to eat food together. Happened to have candlelight. He brought me roses. That was a surprise. And fast forward to us living together now. Did I mention that we live together now?
You didn't. You left that out the first 2 times you said it.
Okay. Surprise. We live together now.
So you and my brother Mike connected with each other, found that you had shared interests, enjoyed the meal, decided you would enter into cohabitation, and you're living together now.
Yes. Now, granted, I realize it's weird because you and I were engaged last month. But if you think about it, it's like I'm keeping the love in a more centralized area of the world. I'm keeping it tight-knit and close. even though you and I, didn't necessarily work.
I need a minute.
Okay.
Miranda, can I be completely honest with you?
I'd like for you to be honest with me, James.
When we broke up, and we said, I want you to be happy. Like, I think sometimes that's just said, and you don't want the other person to be happy because you're hurt and you feel vulnerable, and the last thing you want them to do is be happy. I got to be honest, and I promised you I'd always be honest with you, so I'm going to be honest with you even now. I'm happy for you.
Oh my God, I knew you would be, but it's like, I was too scared to face that truth. I think part of me wanted the drama, but thank you. Your brother and I, it's so opposite of what you and I had, it's just really magical and really beautiful in a way I've never experienced. I don't know what we were lacking.
I mean, I do. I've been thinking a lot about you and about us, and I do know a couple things. That one was, I was very emotionally distant from the start, and maybe that was something that you found attractive or challenging, but I did not bend or come around at all. So that's something I've been personally trying to work on. Whereas Mike is emotionally available, and he loves staying present, and I'm focused on so many other things. And I'm glad that you brought this up to me, because I wanted to say I'm sorry. I wanted to really offer my apologies and say, we had a very, very quick, torrid love affair, and I should have offered more during that time. So the fact that you can still come and tell me this, thank you.
I wasn't ready to receive emotion then, so maybe it wasn't just you. I was very closed off to my own struggles and my own journey and my own depth of feeling I could experience. So when Mike and I, first started texting one another 2 months ago, it was just one of those things where I was like, wow, this is what it's like to have feelings actually come out of my mouth. And it was powerful.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because the reason that I asked if you had a few moments is because I started seeing someone as well, and I was really afraid to tell you because I didn't know how you would take it. So I'm very, it's almost a relief to know. And to be honest, he's a good guy. So I do want you to be happy. And so maybe the timing wasn't right for us, but it's right for the two of you. That's great.
Yeah. And part of it too, I didn't want to break the bonds I had built with your family. I mean,
they love you.
I love you so much.
Yeah.
And I'm this way for me to maintain this unity. And it just happened that your brother is 10 times the man that you are.
I mean, do you ever think that maybe like I was the starter, McGlinden, and now you're like, it's like a starter home? Like I was the starter McGlinden brother, and then you went on to find the one that works for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be with your dad in like a year.
Well, I mean, he's Ever since my mom passed away, but no, I think I think you're joking. I mean, man, I've always been trying to live up to him too. I'll never be as good as my dad.
I mean, he did spend quite a long time working as a shaman, which was
Yeah.
controversial, but exciting.
Well, you and I never talked about this. It was so much pressure to try and live up to a shaman. Do you understand? Like, that's probably why I've gone the opposite way and been so distant and focused on other things because there's no way I could be a shaman. There's no way I can live up to that. Like, no matter what I chose to do in my life, it was never going to be shaman worthy.
No, no, it's true. No, you know, gosh, James, I didn't expect all these revelations to come out in this conversation. It's been so, it's been a minute since we've talked. Um, so I want you to tell me about the person that you're seeing. Tell me about them.
Well, wow, I don't know even know where to begin. They're kind. They're the most kind person I've ever been with. They're very, very positive. I guess they make me believe in myself.
Mm.
Um, and they let me know that it's okay to be who I am. And that's something I really I've never felt before. So it's in
I,
the early stage.
I couldn't give you that. Yeah. Wow.
And if you really do want to know, his name is Charles.
Charles.
Yeah.
Charles from bowling, Charles?
Yeah. Charles is, I mean, we've been on a bowling team for a while and I just was talking and, like you, one thing led to another. And, what started out as just, I'm in the third position. He's bowling cleanup, but now it turned into something even more. So I was,
Oh,
I was nervous to tell you.
oh my gosh, no. This is the best news you've given me in years. I mean, Charles, he's better than your brother. I wish Charles. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Wow. He's hot.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's deep and he's talked to me about fitness and I feel like I'm living my best life now. And I feel like when we were together, I was trying to make something work that wasn't gonna work.
Oh my God. Can you remember when we were both trying to work out and it would just turn into us getting high and eating nachos on the couch?
I
We
mean,
were
that was fun. That was fun. But it might not have been the best for either of us.
really not. Wow.
Yeah.
How exciting. I didn't expect that both of us would be in such a good place. I was dreading this conversation.
Yeah. When you said that, I was like, I felt a sense of relief and I felt a sense of things aren't always as bad as I think they're going to be.
That's true. I wasn't sure that you and I would be able to stay friends, but I feel like now we might be closer than we used to be.
We might be better off as friends and we didn't fit together as a couple.
We could have a double wedding.
Did he wait, are you saying Mike proposed or are you just saying hypothetically?
Hypothetically,
Okay.
but we are going to Cabo in a few months. And I have a feeling that, something might happen. We have been, talking more about our finances and our thoughts on children and all of that stuff. And, I'm just getting a feeling it might happen. So who knows?
Say that to me again.
We're going to Cabo. We've been planning and talking about finances and kids and stuff. So maybe we might be getting married, possibly.
Scene. That was so fun and easy.
Yay, super fun and easy. Oh, I wish all my like relationship conversations were like that. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like best friends with all my exes.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I think I talked to, well, I talked to 3 of my exes current, like, I think that's it. When I was younger, I had a real, habit of like making sure we didn't talk again for some reason, to be like dramatic exit out of relationships because I think I was just
Yeah.
scared and not vulnerable.
Yeah. I live with one.
Really?
And yeah, my other, um, we were together for 7 years and we're still super close. We've known each other for like, gosh, how old am I? Like 16 years.
Oh, wow. I
My
mean,
best.
if you care about someone, it's kind of hard to like, this is what I've learned is, because I got divorced last year, but like I still care about her and she's, mother to my kids. And so there's still that element there. You can't, I feel like when you love someone, it's very hard to be like, I don't anymore. It's like, no, you're probably hurt in the moment, but that person still means something to you.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. And like for me, I didn't expect this convo to go here, but whatever. You know, poly, so like when I'm dating and stuff, it's not as weird that I am still close to my exes as it would be if I were like traditionally monogamous.
Yeah.
So it's not as strange. It's just a matter of whether or not that other person is, familiar with polyamory and things like that. So
And I think one thing I've learned with my girlfriend now is the phrase "it works for us." When
mm,
people ask anything, it's just like, "Well, this works for us," and it's taken such a burden off. Whenever people have because people like to know things that aren't their business, and so
mhm.
just the phrase of like, "Hey, this works for us," kind of puts a period on any follow up.
Yeah, exactly. It's so true. People really do like to get nosy.
Well, because we want to focus on not ourselves a lot of times because that reveals a lot of things. And so we go, let's worry about that person or what's going on with them. And we put all of our focus there. And it's like, it's really, none of my business what anybody else does. A friend of mine also said like, hey, what you think of me is none of my damn business. And I think that's really helped me a lot is like, whatever you think of me, none of my business. And that works for them. What's happening in my life works for me. What's happening in their life, that works for them.
Definitely, yeah. I I've had to learn a lot to um, acknowledge that what other people think of me is not my business,
Yeah.
and it's a constant thing you have to like remind yourself of. It's like it does not matter.
Yeah.
Like how is it going to affect you? Like really, it's not going to impact the way that you think about yourself if you're really strong and pushing for that self love anyway. So
Yeah. And you put people around you that help you with that too, right? That people that get you and raise you up and you start, I think at some point in your lives, hopefully you're lucky enough to go, I can distance myself from those other people that I'm trying to please or have them um, follow me as far as like letting me know I'm worth something or like approve of me. And you start realizing, oh, those people don't matter. I don't need those people.
yeah, and like plus when you start doing the work on yourself, you start to kind of like those people, the good people that you want to give you that positive energy, sort of gravitate toward you. It's like a natural magnetic kind of pull that's really
Yeah.
beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right. It's a work in progress, isn't it? Every day, like I sit there and I go, remind you to stay present. That doesn't matter what they think of. Like you can get caught up in that in your head and blow things out of proportion. It's like none of that matters. Stay moment to moment, and then what works for you? This works for me. Just keep reminding myself this works for me.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like with all the social media and stuff too, it's you spend so much time consuming what other people are doing and you forget one that it's small glimpses of what they're doing. It's not even the whole picture. And two, like you can't focus so much energy there that like you're not wanting to take time in your own life to like create, your own memories. So it can be a drain, especially now.
But Maya, it's so fun to get drained, isn't it? It's so fun to do that.
Sometimes it is, yes. So and then I'm like, ow, ow. Why am I still scrolling?
Put the phone down. I wish I could. I really wish I could.
I woke up in a panic this morning because I forgot that LA is behind me. So I woke up at 8:30 and I was like, oh no, I'm late, I have to do this. And then I was like, wait, it's 6:30 in LA.
Yeah. The time zone thing, I'm still, because I grew up in Chicago until like 5 years ago. So I'm still like, wait, New York is an hour ahead. No, wait, okay, no, it's carry the one, add two. Okay, so they're 4 hours. It's still, I'm still in that mode 5 years later.
Yeah, it really throws me. And in Arizona, they didn't do daylight savings time, so it would always really mess me up when I lived there. But today I was like, my wig was on cooking, I didn't have any makeup on, and I was like, all right, here we go, we're doing it.
It's like, no, Saturdays we have no school. Right.
Yes.
I'll never forget the first time I saw you on stage. You were doing that Bachelorette show. You remember that?
Yeah, Under the Gun.
Oh my God, you killed me. I was laughing so hard at the character you did because my friend Erin created, I think, that show and ran it for so long, and I was just like, oh, you were one of those people, and I had the same experience seeing Jamie Moyer where I was like, wow, who is, like, I gotta at some point work with that person because they're just so good, and you were just such a character. You were hilarious. And I was like, man, I'll never, it's one of those shows that I'll never forget because I remember going there. Erin's a friend and I wanted to see it, but then like you came out and it was just, you made so many strong, bold choices that were just hilarious. And you got voted off early and I was pissed. I was like, man, I wanted you to stay to the end because you had such a great character.
Well, thank you, first of all. I loved that show so much. Erin and Allie did a fun job creating that show, and the cast and everyone. Oh, just love that show so much. And like, I think the night you were there, part of why I got voted out early was because I kept winning. And
so they were like, God, it's like, no, don't kick off the champion then.
Yeah, so we were trying to keep it a little bit balanced, and I was like, you know what, I'll go first because I won last week, or I was runner-up last week, and like, I not trying to dog anybody else because everybody on that show was incredible, but like for some reason, I guess because I was just such a damn fool, they wanted to see my shenanigans till the end.
Yes.
But like, there were some really great people in that cast that I missed playing with, and like, I've seen some of the most unique characters ever in that show. It was so fun. I'm so glad you brought that up. Thank you.
Yeah, I loved it, and I thought the idea was great. And she would find people also from like the Bachelor and Bachelorette shows, and they would come on as guests. And like, at what point or what makes you, in your words, like acting a fool in the shenanigans? Because I think that's such a big part of improv is to being able to lower, I talked to Keith about this, to lower the bar of embarrassment. Like what made you, because that's such a huge thing to do. Like, have you always been able to do that? Or was there a point that you remember going, all right, screw it, I'm going for it, I'm going to make this move, I'm going to let this audience see the shenanigans of this character? Like, do you think you've always kind of played that way?
I think that there have been times where like I've leaned more heavily toward it than I have other times. So it kind of depended on like my confidence. Like when I first started doing improv, I was, I think, 15. And I remember the first time I felt it, the first time I was on stage, and I was like, I have to quit trying to be cute. And once I like stopped trying to be cute and was just like really physical and goofy, that's when I started to improve and I was getting laughs. And I was fortunate that I had my first director, even though he was a garbage human, but.
Wait, in improv? No.
And incredible director. Like, he would push us so hard to like really play from a place of truth, and so he gave me a fantastic foundation in that regard. And so then, like, as I got older, there were times where it definitely like ebbed and flowed, and I wasn't really as confident in my skills in that regard. But doing that show and working under the gun, like, really boosted my confidence back up, because I had the freedom to just play in a way where like I knew I would be accepted and really supported. So that actually, it is the fact that you brought that show up in particular really warms my heart, because it does remind me that it like reignited my sense of play after like a long stint of not really performing that much.
And it's, you know, what it boils down to feeling safe, right? In a safe environment with people who you trust, and you can open yourself up for that. And it's not always the case.
Absolutely. It's so important to be able to do that. Like, I've been working, you know, more recently at Second City and doing different types of shows. They're structured they're pretty well structured. So you don't necessarily have as much of the freedom as you do with the sketch stuff, doing like straight up improv. And so like there would be times where I've been doing a sketch show over and over and over again, and I liked it, but getting to have those, you know, nights where we would do a set or something else, or I'd just be jumping in on an improv show on another night, like that's when I felt that fire, and I was like, I'm free.
Yeah.
Like, especially the late night shows, if I can like scream at people for, you know, acting silly, and like, you know, check them and have people be like, yes, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Like, and you said that freedom there, but it, you know, again, it goes to like, do you feel comfortable in the moment with people you're on stage with to be able to do that? And do they have your back as well? And if they do, the sky's the limit of what you can do.
That's so true. Oh, it's so true. Like, having just that energy that comes with being surrounded by people that you know have your back, and vice versa, that they know you support. Oh, it's fantastic. It's like nothing else.
Are you doing a lot of online teaching now? Like, how can, if people want to get a hold of you, because you're a great teacher as well as performer, like you also are a really good actor. But if people want to like either follow you, or they want to reach out to like take a class or things like that, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, I will totally put my info in the comments, but you can follow me on Instagram at Haughton Funny Business. So it's HAUGHTN Funny Business. And also on Facebook, Haughton Funny Business. I will be offering more workshops, and it'll be less like, I'll be offering a more of a variety. So like you can kind of be like, oh, I don't have a ton of experience, so I think I'll try this. Or like, ooh, me and my roommates want to play, let's all do this. So offer a few different things so that people can explore improv and maintain their sanity during these crazy times.
Oh my God, that's such great news, and it is needed right now more than ever. So the fact that you're going to give of your time and offer more classes, that's great. I can't wait. When I see it, I'm gonna promote it and send it all around. But yeah, really, always a pleasure playing with you.
You are so great, and you know I freaking love you, and I'm really glad that you asked me to do this. So thank you.
Yeah, I love you too, and I can't wait to do it again, my friend.
Yes, hopefully in person and very soon.
Yes, come to LA, please. Come to LA.
Yes, I will be there. My mom is in Rancho Cucamonga, so you know I'm sure I'll be out there visiting anyway. But I usually try to take like a week in actual LA too.
Oh, great! I can't wait to see you.
Yay!
All right, bye, Maya.
Bye.